I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my workbook series, The Knowledge, will help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about "But I brushed it off." You know, we have to be able to brush things off in relationships. Any two people that are dating or in a relationship are gonna get on each other's nerves at times. You'll be tired, they'll be tired, you'll be hungry, grumpy, stressed. It just happens. Anytime you're dealing with two different people that have a different set of beliefs or values or routines, maybe your partner likes to get up early in the morning and you like to go to bed late at night, all those things are gonna get on each other's nerves. It's gonna happen. But there are certain things that you can't brush off, that you have to address when they happen. And today I'm going to be talking about this a little bit and going through an email coaching where I see something that comes across as minor, but it really means something major. You know, if you're mistreated, you have to stand up for yourself. You can't allow yourself to get bullied or pushed around or abused, because if you do, that other person will lose respect for you. And if they lose respect for you, I kind of think they lose love for you. You know, I think love is so important to be in a healthy environment where it's safe. And when you're negative or mistreating people, you know, those things don't put a relationship into a situation where it can thrive, right? It'll diminish. So I got a situation here that I thought was good to share with you guys. It's from a woman in her mid-40s who has 3 older children. She says that she's separated from her husband and going through a divorce and has been separated from him for about a year now. But she was in an abusive relationship with this guy for many years. So, you know, if you're in an abusive relationship, I think it's really good and important to take some time for yourself after that relationship and kind of learn about what a healthy relationship should look like, and just give yourself some time to process everything and deal with it and heal from it before moving forward. But she says, 2 years ago, I met a wonderful divorced guy who's in his early 50s online, and they hit it off instantly. Now, he's been divorced for 6 years, and they talked for a couple weeks, and then they decided to meet up and check each other out. She said it was better than expected, and we really hit it off. He lives an hour and a half from me, and we have been seeing each other once or twice a week for the last few years. About a year ago, he told me he was talking online to a young Asian girl. Now, I left where, I'll just say Asian to make it a little bit more vague, okay? This is important. About a year ago, he told me he was talking online to a young Asian girl, and he didn't know where the relationship was headed. He said they were progressing. Okay, this is huge, okay? This isn't just a little statement here that you can just brush off and ignore, because it tells you a lot, right? Think about what it means for him. He's talking to somebody else. He's talking to a young girl. Now, I don't know the age, but we know she's in her mid-40s, and at this point, it would be extremely unlikely for her to have kids. I mean, there's high-risk pregnancies after 40, and she's in her mid-40s. And so maybe that's part of the issue, but, you know, he's in his 50s. Does he want more kids? I mean, I'm not sure if that's where this is going, but he's telling her something significant here, that he's talking to somebody else He doesn't know where that relationship is headed and that it is progressing. So what does that mean? Think about it. If he's progressing with her, wouldn't it kind of imply that it's not going as serious with her, the woman in the email coaching? Because that's how I would take it. If somebody told me that they're talking to somebody else and it's progressing, I'm feeling like, hold on, does that mean you're more interested in this other person? You got to clarify. These are the kinds of things that you really have to talk about. But what does she say? She says right here, anyway, I just kind of brushed it off. Now, when I was doing the email coaching, I remember thinking, okay, I think what's going on here is because she's technically still married, she felt guilty saying you can't date other people, because I've seen this happen before. But what I think that allowed him to do is kind of take this for granted with her and think, well, I can talk to all these other people and it's fine. And that just allows him the window of opportunity to explore other people, right? So I think her being considerate that she was technically still married allowed him a window to go explore other people, whereas if they had said, okay, let's be exclusive, he wouldn't have started talking to somebody else. So she says, we have still been seeing each other and going on trips and just having a wonderful, intimate time. About a month ago, I refriended him on Facebook. Okay, so you had unfriended him at some point? Sounds like. Wonder what happened there? And saw a picture of a young Asian girl. All right, this is a little confusing. Where was the picture? Like, was it a picture of her and him together? Was it just a random picture of her on his Facebook wall? Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I did not know whether to confront him or just let it go. Well, I think you have to have a conversation of what's going on here. He did not put any explanation who this girl is on Facebook. I'm not sure why he would put an explanation for that. Like, do you mean like status, like in a relationship with her? But I did scroll back to Valentine's Day of 2021, and he FaceTimed with her and called her his Valentine. Okay. Hope you're not going to brush this off too. I don't know how you knew they FaceTimed unless you were going through his call log. I mean, it's a little confusing. And how did you know he called her his Valentine? I'm not sure how you got this information. I guess it doesn't really matter. The bottom line is that it sounds like he's more invested in this other woman because he's telling her that's his Valentine, or maybe she's a fantasy. Maybe they've not even met yet. Ironically, on February 13th, he had messaged me and made plans to meet me on the next Monday to go out. Well, what's going on here? Is he dating this other woman? Is he just talking with her? Is he dating other women? These things have to get addressed. What are we? Just get on the same page, right? I just really thought it was strange. Well, he did tell you about her, and he did say that it was progressing. So it seems to me like you kind of like ignored it when I think it was a pretty significant thing that he was telling you. He has told me that he really thinks a lot of me and greatly respects me, and that I'm fun and honest. That seems sincere. He has recently backed off a lot from me. Okay, maybe it's progressing with this other woman, that's what I would guess. And I asked him outright if he was talking to other women online, and he said yes. I was devastated. Okay, it's a little confusing as to, I'm sorry you're hurting, but it is a little confusing to why you're devastated when he had told you before he was talking to other women online. I don't know if you were kind of in denial about it and didn't want to deal with it, but he did tell you that he was talking to this other woman and that it was progressing. I told him, though, that under the circumstances where I am technically still married, I was currently okay with it. Okay, well, you gave him the opportunity to pursue other people, and that's exactly what he did. Truthfully, I am not okay with him talking to other women. Yeah, I can understand. But, you allowed him that opportunity to pursue it, and he did. Now, some people would say, well, that tells you he's just not that into you, and to some degree that's true, right? Like, as if he was really that interested in you, then he wouldn't actively pursue other women. But, I think allowing that window of opportunity for him to talk to these other women or other woman, whoever it might be, just allowed him to kind of explore that more freely without feeling any guilt or remorse. She says, we are not really seeing each other much, but have not officially broken up. Okay, but were you guys ever officially together? This is a little confusing because I'm not sure you guys were ever on the same page and said we were in a committed relationship. You told him he could see other people. You said it was okay. So I'm not sure he was thinking you guys were ever official. It's a little vague here. The funny thing is he knows that I'm struggling financially and still sends me money and helps me out with my bills and my kids. Well, that tells me he cares about you, right? I obviously cares about you and your kids. I don't know if he knows your kids, has met your kids, what's going on there, but definitely shows that he cares about you. It has been difficult for him lately too, since he has been working on starting his own business around February. I thought maybe him being distant could be from the stress from that, but I still have the image of that girl rolling around in my head. Well, yeah, for me it's a lot more than just the image though. It's, what is that relationship? What is going on there? And I think you better figure out and find out what's going on with that situation before you do anything to proceed here. He says, do I break it off permanently? What do I do? Well, I think a lot of people in your situation would be hurt and upset and just say, you're talking to other people. I thought we were going to be exclusive, and just get upset and end it. I could see why you might do that, because it is true. He was talking to other people, but whatever dynamic was going on here is not clear, and maybe it wasn't clear to him either. Maybe you had not been honest with yourself about what you were wanting or what was okay or not okay. But I think if I was in your situation, I'd just leave him alone right now and allow him the space to figure out what he's wanting and to reach out to you when he's ready. At that point, I would, if you're trying to fix this with him, I would probably focus on just having some really good times with him again and reconnecting with him again. Then when you've done that, I think I would say, what's going on with us? Don't attack him. Just be like, I'd like to get on the same page as to where you think this is going. Maybe you say, are you still talking to other women? Is that something you want to pursue? At that point, maybe you say something like, I understand if you want to date other people. I'm looking for something exclusive. So if you want to continue to date other people, that's okay. Why don't you just give me a call if you're looking to be exclusive with me? But I would try and have some fun with him first and reconnect with him first before you kind of, have to make him think about it. And then I would be prepared to walk away and say, look, if that's what you want, if you're okay with him talking to other people and the possibility of that becoming progressing more, that's up to you too. You got to get on the same page here, and you can't brush things off, because if you do, you're overlooking some major things, even though they look by, a small, maybe bringing up maybe saying 2 or 3 things, like only a few sentences, but it really means a lot. Because maybe he's thinking about her every day. Maybe he's looking forward to her calls all the time. Maybe he's looking forward to meeting her in person. I don't know if they've met or if they plan on meeting, but once they do, it might not work with her and maybe he comes back again. So, it's a personal decision. You have to live with the consequence of this, whichever way you go. I think for me, I would try and have a good time, reconnect, and then let him see, okay, if that's what you want to do, pursue other people, that's okay. Give me a call if you want to pursue me. And then kind of remove yourself and allow him the opportunity to see if a connection with you is what he really wants to do. So it's a tough situation, and I think it's really important that you focus on getting healthy. And I know you've been in an abusive marriage, so I would consider getting some therapy, really looking at what health looks like in relationships, maybe working on your communication skills and being more able to express your needs, because maybe you were, I don't know what happened with your husband, but maybe he was abusive when you would speak up or try and say what you wanted. So maybe, practice working on that a little bit before you get into a committed relationship. And so it's more healthy for you and you're not with somebody who mistreats you, okay? So hopefully this gives you a little bit of insight into the importance of addressing things when they come up in a relationship and standing up for what you want or what you need from your partner. Of course, if you want to get my help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net. Sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching and I do Skype. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon. To get my help personally, go to askcraig.net and click on Schedule Coaching and choose the option that works best for you. I do email coaching or Skype. To schedule a coaching with Margaret, click on Margaret on the top of the page and order a Skype with her. For the Knowledge Creative Healing course, click on the link at the top of the page and click Get Started Now.